check out the best comic app in existence to learn about funny books. It's called Key Collector Comics. And there are multiple categories on there. This has been the app of choice for the entire showcast. We all use it every single day. We use it in person when we are hunting. We use it at the shop. We use it when we're pricing comics. We use it when we're trying to get suggested pricing. We use it to learn about comic books, to keep up on the industry. And I'm talking our Overstreet Price Guide advisors, which we have 2 on our show. Myself, Ryan.
Not me.
Ryan, you don't use it anymore.
I'm not an Overstreet advisor.
No.
I use Key. I love the alerts, man.
The alerts, right?
That's where I get like most of my absolutely breaking news. Like, oh, so-and-so book got optioned. Like, oh, cool.
That's how I get all of my alerts. If you're wondering, like, how do you keep up with the industry? Well, you have to have it all condensed in one spot. And also, like, they have the ability to know when you should be notified and when it's like a soft notification where it's not going to alert you on your phone. But hey, when you get to it, take a look at this. But also, oh my gosh, this is also what's happening, and you got to be up on it.
It's like you don't have to keep up with it. Nick will do it for you.
That's right.
Like, I don't have to keep up with anything. It's all there.
Key Collector Comics, use code TOM101. The app is free in its entirety with the code for 2 weeks, however. The app is free to everyone. If you want to catalog comic books, you want to get suggested pricing, look up a lot of categories. But if you pay a very little amount of money,
$2 a month.
$2 a month, you get access to a bunch of categories that's more about enhancing your spec game. You get recommended hot books, recommended, optioned
You unlock everything
categories.
with that, right? There's no other tier. It's just $2.
Yeah, it's just $2, or you can pay, I believe it's like $20 for the
year. Yeah.
Right? So if you're looking at taking your comic game up to the next level, utilize that code, support the show, but also try it out. And if you don't want to use it after that and you just want to get the free stuff, then use it for that. But it will enhance your comic collecting no matter what. And we're going to talk about some key books that are affordable because you don't have to spend $20, $30, $40, $100, $500, or $1,000 to enjoy comic collecting. And you don't have to do that if you also want to like get into speculating for a little bit. You want to maybe invest in some books, buy some
little baby spec.
Yeah, little baby spec,
There's different degrees of, I'm going to throw out my whole mortgage and buy this gigantic comic, or, throw down $10 on some of these books we're about to show you.
That's right. And the way I look at it is, I would, if I found any of these books in high grade for $10, even if it doesn't pan out, I'm not going to be upset about it. I like these books. And that's what this show is about. This segment, that is. So the first one we have for our $5, $10 keys is Hercules #1, first solo title series featuring Hercules. Even though this is a kind of a fairly later book, 1982 is what this book is. We have Hercules cast and appearing in the most recent Thor Love and Thunder movie. So Hercules' first appearance, which happened in Journey into Mystery, is a book that spiked up so much a long time ago. And then there's other series like this that start to spike and people forget about. And I remind you about what's going on with Wonder Man right now. It was 8-9 months ago, maybe even longer, that Reggie Collects, shout out Reggie, over on his YouTube channel, that he was chatting about the West Coast Avengers. He was also chatting about potential characters they can incorporate in She-Hulk. And he felt it a good, affordable spec to look at Wonder Man, not realizing that there would be a Wonder Man announcement, the same director as Shang-Chi, who would then get the Kang Dynasty Avengers movie in Marvel's Phase 6, which only added to his cred. And now Wonder Man issues, minor keys, they're all spiking. This is a similar situation. We have Hercules 1, first solo title series. This is a book you can find in the dollar bin. If you find it in high grade, $10, I think you're going to be happy regardless. What do you think, Ryan?
And he was in Thor.
Right.
Seems kind of weird this would be so low.
That's how I feel, Ryan.
At least in the credits scene of Thor, anyway.
And it's a cool cover. Yeah, I got Hercules.
In space?
In space.
Right? Go for it. There we go. Very 80s.
There it is. All right, next one on the list is Dazzler #1. This is the premiere issue of Dazzler, the first self-titled series. Also a lonely $10, but this right here has been a fun book over the last, 10 years that I've been really heavily present on Instagram in the comic community. Comic Book Girl 19 would routinely point out this is her favorite mutant, her favorite superhero, I believe. And that would open my eyes to so many other Dazzler fans. There's a lot of people whose favorite mutant is Dazzler. And if you're not like big into mutants, I understand this one may just be a character you're like, oh yeah, this is a X-Men character. Well, I didn't know people really cared about it. But the Dazzler fans, they love Dazzler. And there's an error print of this issue that we got to talk about. So the way you can tell the error print, all right, the way you can tell an error print of Dazzler #1, I'm gonna actually show you a fun website here. Let's see if I can pull it up. It's called recalledcomics.com. This is something I've been using since, before the show was even in existence. This right here is a great resource that anyone can use, and one that will help you learn about just low print. It's not just recalled comics, but it's kind of everything old and everything that has a weird story to it as far as the reasons why it may or may not have been recalled. It gives you kind of current updates on the status of this kind of thing. If you look at the left, these are all issues on the website that you can look at one by one. But this one right here is the Dazzler error print. And if you're interested in getting a refresher outside of Key Collector about why a book is a key book, maybe a little bit more info on it besides just like the limited description that kind of gets you there, gets you started on Key Collector, this right here shows the actual pages. And what you're looking for in Dazzler 1 is pages 24 and 25 containing black and white pages.
Whoops.
Yeah, we call it a whoopsies. So keep an eye out for that, especially with the introduction of the mutants in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Really what Ms. Marvel was all about, right?
That's what they say.
So now we are moving on to Dreadstar #1.
I've seen Dreadstar so many. We've put so many Dreadstar books in the mail call. I had no idea that this would be a $10 key.
You know what? Dreadstar, it's definitely one of the, this is like one of the books that
this is the perfect example of a kind of book I would flip right past in a bin.
Dude, Jim Starlin, man, this is his character, yo.
That's why I'm bad at this.
He's got a weird name too.
He does.
Yeah.
I laughed when I typed it in here.
But still.
Vanth Dreadstar.
Vanth, yo.
Vanth.
Ugh. It doesn't really roll off the tongue.
It's not fun to say.
But here's the thing.
Rolls off the teeth more than anything.
True. This actually is the issue that kicked off Epic Comics over at Marvel. This is the first appearance of the character, and there's a really great Dreadstar community, so much so that there have been multiple Kickstarters and Indiegogos. And right now, I want to point it out specifically that there's a great time to support a creator in our industry that I don't think gets nearly enough. I mean, he's gotten the credit, but I think that there's not enough people who really know that over the last few years, he has been kind of MIA in the comic scene, recovering from injury. Jim Starlin had we did a video with him. He actually did an interview, and we chatted about this on a podcast. I think it was the last podcast, actually.
Wasn't that long ago.
And he's currently, he has an Indiegogo rolling with Dynamite Comics. Shout out Nikki B. And it's for a Deja Torres brand new variant, but also there are Dreadstar cards that are being produced because it's not just the 50th year anniversary of Jim Starlin in comic books, it's the 40th year anniversary of Dreadstar. So they kind of like comboed the Indiegogo, and I want to not just highlight a great book that has also come on Spec Radar at least 3 times in the last 4 years of covering comic books on YouTube for the channel, but now's the time to support an artist, a creator, a writer that has really set the stage for all the cosmic stuff that's playing out in the MCU at large.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that you think Jim Starlin, you think Infinity Gauntlet, you think Thanos, and then, at least for me, you kind of move on. Like, oh, Thanos.
Star Fox, Arrows,
right.
Drax the Destroyer, Pip the Troll.
So
Warlock.
many other things that he had a hand in that same time period, if not earlier, and deserves a closer look.
Support your artists that you enjoy. We'll put the link in the description. Shout out. We also have Farmhand. You know I'm a big Chew fan, but you know what? I didn't finish Farmhand, but I enjoyed it when it came out. Actually, this issue premiered just as we were getting rolling
into
on the channel.
Yep, this
right?
is one. I remember seeing this at Mill Geek when I first discovered what Mill Geek Comics was.
Rob Gilroy, he is the artist of Chew, so you know that the interiors of this are. It's a fun read regardless. But Farmhand #1, $10 average sales. And with the long hiatus the industry took and producing in the industry because of pandemic, there's a lot of narratives that kind of like came back onto Spec Radar, and people are like forgetting that they were optioned just a year or two prior to things getting shut down.
July 2019, yeah, optioned.
So things are like from back then are now starting to come out.
if there had been no pandemic and this book went, successfully and there was a show coming July 2019, we would probably be seeing, either a trailer or a first episode, relatively soon. But with the pandemic, of course, shut down the entire industry for quite a while. And this book may or may not still be on the back burner as far as they know.
Absolutely.
$10 seems pretty low for something that's going to make a show. It's just going to make a show. It's a cool premise.
In development for AMC, and the premise is a farmer who harvests human replacement organs experiences strange occurrences as something sinister beneath the soil contaminates his crop. I think that'd be a dope show. And you know what? With things all kind of changing over at AMC, I think it's about time we get some like a new zombie narrative. It's probably a good time for it now.
That's true. They're finally closing the door on Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, and Better Call Saul are now officially all done. AMC needs something else.
We need something, and I'd be happy with Farmhand. Okay, we're gonna dive into we're not done yet. We're still talking about a book. We have one more. I gave you 4.
More.
The comic fans gonna be like, "What the hell are you doing, Tom?"
He said 5.
He said 5.
He's holding out on us.
What are you doing? You guys are gonna laugh. They're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, this is $10. That's what this show's about." All right, look at this. Amazing Spider-Man, issue 5. This right here is the second appearance of Silk and the full cover appearance. There it is. Second appearance of Silk and full cover appearance. First appearance of Goblin King. But you know what? It's really about Silk and knowing that a second appearance is this affordable and with a cover appearance. If I saw a high grade copy for $10, I'm buying this all day long. Easy as that.
I also want to clarify too, this is the Amazing Spider-Man number 5 from like 2014 or so.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, there's been a couple of Spider-Man relaunches and new number 1s over the years, and
that's why people get confused about where they should start reading comic books.
Amazing Spider-Man number 5 also just came out like a month or 2 ago. So yeah, don't get confused. Not that one.